Tonight, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet became one of the first to receive the COVID-19 vaccine in St. Lucia. Outgoing Commissioner of Police Severin Mosheri drops a bombshell during the filming of Hot 7 TV's Hot Seat. And leader of the opposition Philip J. Pierre explains his absence from the first administration of the COVID-19 vaccinations in St. Lucia. All this and more coming up in tonight's broadcast.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Burgess.
Good evening. It is Wednesday, the 17th of February 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Rochelle Gonzalez, standing in for lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The island's Prime Minister has taken his leadership role to the next level after becoming one of the first individuals to be vaccinated against COVID-19 in St. Lucia. During the official rollout of the first batch of COVID-19 vaccines in country on Wednesday morning, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, along with his wife, received the jab and moments later encouraged St. Lucians to come out and do the same.
Very there, staying from the hands of sunshine.
Yes.
And there we have it.
There you have it.
And it's over before it began.
Yes.
There we go. Absolutely.
So there you have it, St. Lucia, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, receiving his first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Indeed, a historic day here in St. Lucia. And again, like we say, if the Prime Minister has received the vaccine, we the physicians have received the vaccines, we would not take something that we did not think was safe. So we encourage each and every one of you, when your time comes to take the vaccine, it is really a very, one of the best, most potent bits of in our armament against COVID-19.
This was an anxious Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, who on Wednesday morning became one of the first St. Lucians to be administered with the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The PM was one of a small group of individuals vaccinated, and among the group was Health Minister Mary Isaac and the very nervous wife of the PM, Raquel Dubélé-Chastanet, who had to be comforted by her husband during the administration of the vaccine. Moments after receiving the jab, the PM stated that he agreed with a statement that was made at the beginning of the event by the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Mo Clark, where she spoke about the importance of leaders being at the forefront of the vaccine drive.
I think it's exceedingly important because, again, we've seen a lot on social media, on talk radio, talk TV as well, in terms of the potential side effects of vaccines and how ineffective they are. And we want to change that narrative. Vaccines save lives. Not just this vaccine, but vaccines throughout time really have saved lives. And I think just the fact that we physicians, and our physicians certainly are going to be receiving the vaccine, our leaders, I think it shows a good example that if we're willing to receive it, then the rest of St. Lucia certainly should consider receiving it, because it's going to be important. For us to be able to beat this virus, this is a very important pillar. So I do think it is exceedingly important that all our leaders do show leadership in a sense and take this vaccine, and as we encourage the rest of St. Lucia to do the same.
The PM expressed gratitude to the donors of the vaccine as well as the people fighting the virus on the front line.
I also want to thank the government of India. The OECS and some of the CARICOM countries have been in discussions with the government of India for some time, and I'm so grateful to them for making these vaccines available. I also want to thank Barbados and Dominica, who received those vaccines earlier, to sharing some of them, given what our current situation is, being able to vaccinate our frontliners, our key people right now, because nurses and doctors are irreplaceable. Firemen and ambulance drivers and our policemen are irreplaceable. These are not things where you can just go and find somebody else to be able to replace them with. So the experience that they have, the teaching and the education that they have, these are not easily replaceable. So being able to come out and protect them right now is also a way of protecting all St. Lucians, because they're the ones who are really at the forefront of fighting this battle for us. So I just want to thank them all.
The Ministry of Health will continue to roll out the vaccine in a phased approach. Outgoing Commissioner of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Severin Mosheri, is no stranger to Hot 7 TV's The Hot Seat. However, when he graced the set for the second time for the taping of this Wednesday night's talk show, he dropped this bombshell.
I must apologize to some of my friends and people who would hear it here for the first time. But only on my way up here I received a promotion letter. So I'm now the special advisor to the Prime Minister on aspects of security.
You are no longer the Commissioner of Police?
No, I'm no longer Commissioner of Police, effective 15th February.
Mosheri said he sees his new role as a major plus to his career. He indicated that it was a role that he gladly accepted as opposed to being ousted from his previous position as is being speculated.
It's not about severing Mosheri, it's about the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, and it's about St. Lucia generally. And I think that most of the plans, the policies, and the strategic plans that we have in place will continue long after I have left. I will continue to be a police officer. As a matter of fact, I see it as an opportunity for advancement. So I do not see it as something that I will say that I was removed, I was elevated. And I think it is an honor to serve in that new position. I will be advising the Commissioner of Police. I will be advising the Prime Minister. So I see it as an honor to serve in that position. I take the opportunity, of course, to thank the members of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force who gave me their full support during my tenure. I want to thank my executive. It is not just about severing Mosheri. Without an executive that really supported me, I could not have achieved anything.
The former COP indicated that there is no bad blood between himself and his successor, Acting Commissioner Milton Daisy.
I don't see it as a competition, and I don't see any one police person as running the force. And for a particular period, whatever happens in the organization may very well be things that are in place prior to the other person coming in. For example, when I took over, a lot of the plans that were in the force would have been plans that were before my time. And during my time, there were strategies and plans put in place. So even after my time, some of these plans would be things that I would have put in place along with my executive. So it is not about a competition for me. It is about ensuring that the men and women that were working under me are happy and that we provide a professional policing service to the members of the public.
Mosheri served as Commissioner of the RSLPF since the 1st of April 2016. In other news, leader of the opposition St. Lucia Labour Party, Philip J. Pierre, has pledged to take the new COVID-19 jab and has once again expressed gratitude for the donation of 3,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine that was made to St. Lucia from the governments of Barbados and Dominica. In a press statement sent out by the SLP's communications officer, Mondi Lewis, Pierre threw his support behind the vaccine drive. He explained why he declined an offer to be one of the first to receive the vaccine.
The SLP is in full support of a vaccination program and had called for its immediate rollout from December 2020. Aware of the limited number of vaccines available, the leader of the opposition and leader of the SLP, although grateful for the invitation extended by the Ministry of Health to receive the vaccine, believes that all healthcare workers should be given priority at this time.
According to Lewis, Pierre has given his word that he has definitely signed up to be an Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine recipient.
Honorable Philip J. Pierre wishes to assure the population that he will take the vaccine to promote public confidence as he had previously stated. However, the people of St. Lucia should be put first, especially those on the front line. The donation of vaccines will be able to vaccine just 1,500 persons and should be given to those who daily place their lives and that of their families at risk. The SLP notes that in the first phase of the vaccination allocation, that approximately 5,500 persons will need to be vaccinated over a 2 to 3 month period. Securing the additional vaccines should be a priority of this government in order to safely inoculate high-risk and high-exposure persons first, then the remaining population. The SLP also recognizes the need for more education on the vaccine using all media available both in English and Creole.
Lewis said the success of the vaccine can only be achieved if 70% of the population receives the vaccine and therefore requires the buy-in of citizens. On Wednesday, February 17, 2021, the Ministry of Health and Wellness received confirmation from the Ezra Long Laboratory of 44 new cases of COVID-19. This is from a batch of 161 tests conducted on samples taken during the period of February 1st to February 13, 2021. All of these cases were seen at various respiratory clinics in the communities where they were assessed and tested for COVID-19. As per existing COVID-19 testing protocols, they were placed in home quarantine by healthcare practitioners whilst awaiting the return of their COVID-19 test results. Arrangements have since been made for the placement of all these confirmed cases into isolation. The contact tracing team is undertaking investigations to identify the contacts of these confirmed cases. Confirmation was also received on Wednesday of the recovery of 88 individuals, bringing the total number of active cases currently in country to 233. Presently, 2 of the active cases are in critical care at the respiratory hospital. The Ministry of Health also reports 1 COVID-19 related death, bringing the total number of deaths in country to date to 25. With underlying medical illnesses, the ministry extends sympathies to the family and loved ones of this individual. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us because still to come, Prime Minister Alan Shasney reminds St. Lucians of just how resilient they are. Norbert Williams goes head-to-head with Evarista Jamari, and the island's Prime Minister has officially been vaccinated, but will the rest of his cabinet follow suit? Find out what one MP has to say about this after the break.